Underground dialogue. We gon' tell the truth. We ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are. Do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall. Underground dialogue. We gon' tell the truth. We ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are. Do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall. From the industry to the Oval Office, we expose the darkest motives of them all and disclose what the protocol is. Thinking and moving logical, stopping every maneuver possible, and apologizing for truth is not optional. We gon' help you with what you go through, reshape and mold you, and sweep over them weak lies they told you. If you living with no clue, we gon' deprogram the old you, and you get to keep your soul too.
What up, man? It's your big brother K.Vocalz.
And it's your boy Keystone.
Y'all are tuned in again to another episode of the Underground Dialogue Podcast, where the name speaks for itself. And we have two special guests in here with us tonight. We'll roll it out like this. August 15th of this year, H-Town and the music industry lost a giant.
A titan.
Yeah, no question about it. One of our great brothers in the industry in terms of production, in terms of songwriting, rapping itself, and just being just an all-around great personality and a great individual, contributing to the scene in the city of Houston. A monster. No pun intended. No pun intended. As he was Godzilla.
Godzilla, that's what I'm about to say.
Yeah. We are sitting here with the Miss Tasha, who she'll tell you who she is in relation to our brother BeatKing's and our brother K.Vocalz also, who's BeatKing's artist. And the great BeatKing passed away a couple of months ago, and the void is still being felt. But we are so honored that we have y'all here with us tonight, where y'all can give us some better insight on the person that BeatKing was and just any plans he had moving forward musically. So how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling today?
Good. That's a tough question. I think a lot of people have been kind of reaching out and just like just checking in and just seeing like, you know, how everything has been going, and it's just one day at a time. And I think the person who planned his memorial service, who did such a good job, Latoria, she kind of said it best, like, you just have to give yourself daily grace. And it's been like in my mind, like every time something feels overwhelming or something feels like it's too much, to just give yourself a little bit of daily grace. So that's what we're doing daily.
Right. And how you been handling everything?
Like she said, one day at a time, you know what I'm saying? I have my moods. Some days have a really great day, and then sometimes I get into that mental mode. It's like, I kind of feel, you know what I'm saying, what happened that day. So overall, though, one day at a time, literally.
What's the biggest thing that y'all miss out of BeatKing?
Man, the calls. I'm very messy, so anytime somebody does something, I don't like or I want to make fun of, I'll quickly just, you know, send them a text or call them, and we'll laugh together, be 1,000 crying emojis. And it's just like not having that person that you can make fun of people with. Like it makes it hard.
No doubt about it. Because it's always different when it's somebody that you're around all the time.
Yeah.
And in the manner that we lost our brother was sudden, and as opposed to, well, he'd been in the hospital 8 months. We saw it coming. You know, so that had to be a tough thing to deal with because of how quickly things just happen like that. So now all of a sudden that personality, you know, we was talking off camera, and I was just telling K.Vocalz, I was like, man, you know, I never met BeatKing. You know, we've been around each other maybe twice, but we never met. But even through just him at a distance, we was on a panel in shifts together where I watched the panel he was on, and I saw his personality like blasting through on the panel, just cracking jokes, just being that guy. But I could tell that that's the kind of guy he was, you know, that to be around, and correct me if I'm wrong, to be around him is to always, you know, have a smile on your face and laugh and
for sure.
like that.
For sure.
Yeah, those shirts was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy because it started so innocent. It started with BeatKing made this shit. And then one day he was just like, nah, I'm gonna say bust it back on this. And that was the next like brand of shirts. And then it was get that pussy to a legend, and it was just gone after that. It was just gone. It was take this plan B. It was all kind of stuff.
But everyday stuff. You know, that
relatable, hella relatable.
That you might say, or somebody might say, or might be thinking, you know, just to put it on the simple terms on a t-shirt like that. That's like genius in reality. What are your origins with BeatKing? When y'all meet?
We met so long ago, 2009. You know, I think a lot of girls have the same story. You know, he sent me a DM like everyone else. And I was just like, you know what? I know that this cleavage is doing it for you, but what I actually need is I need a studio to work in. And so we actually were able to work. And, you know, he was having a lot of issues with his own career because he wasn't making like the transition from being a producer to being an artist. He was kind of just, you know, working with a lot of people. And they were just coming, at the time he had a studio in his house. So a lot of people would just come by the house, they would get what they needed. But, you know, he would be recording music too. And I'm like, this is actually good. He's making all this like shoot 'em up, bang, bang music. And I'm like, you know, the parties and the clubs, that's where, you know, you push things quicker. People go to the clubs like every weekend. So if you get something for that, and at the time, Candy Red was one of the artists that was coming to him. Candy Red was really good. She was one of the artists that was coming to him. So he produced a song for her called Independent Bitches.
Big hit in the city. Yeah.
It did very well for him, but he didn't really have like the business, not even like the business mind. Like he just didn't know like the process of how to get paid from it. But I had, you know, been on the radio before. I had worked on like other things. So I was like, I can help you with that part, you know? And so having to like fight Warner, there were like little issues that we had with Candy Red. So having to fight Warner and then having to like help him with the things that he needed to go like from that transition from a producer to an artist, it just like naturally happened and became his manager. And I managed him for 15 years.
Wow. So you were an artist first?
Well, yeah.
Wow. So you recognized, you saw a void that needed to be filled in his career, and then you made a transition into management.
Yeah. I saw like it was a happiness thing. Like he had two groups that he was working with. There was one group that was his group that he produced exclusively, and then there was another group that was like close to his group. They were like two little cliques. He was very like Wu-Tang influenced, very like UGK, like he loved like that group. Yeah. 3-6 Mafia, like he loves like that group look. So he had these two groups that he was producing, and himself he wanted to rap too, but he didn't know like how to. I was like, just make a club song. That's easy. We going to the club every night. It's nothing.
Boy, he hit that club lane.
Tore it up.
Crazy with it. How'd you first meet BeatKing, K.Vocalz?
Oh man, a little bit longer after that story, but in 2018 I was in the military.
Yeah.
I was in Killeen, Texas. When I met him, he started doing the cucumber thing.
Yeah.
And I'm in the Army. I ain't supposed to be in these clubs. But I snuck out to the clubs one day, and he was doing the cucumber thing, and I bought a feature from him. When I did it, he was like, where you from? So I'm from Houston. So then we chopped it up, you know what I'm saying? Got a little distance, whatever. Then when I come back to Houston to visit, whatever the case may be, we just link up, you know what I'm saying? He sold me some beats. I rapped on them. Right. I was trying to do that whole New York style rap shit, that fast rap. But after a while, he showed me how to slow it down. Just like she said, with the club thing, he showed me how to do that. So that's how we built a relationship. So when I did move back to Houston in 2020, then he took me under his wing.
Yeah. So I didn't even know that he had produced the independent song for Candy Red.
Oh yeah.
I remember that song was popping on the radio. I remember that, you know.
Yeah, he told me a funny story about that too.
What's funny story?
About how I don't know. Somebody's manager in the bathroom hiding some shit like that.
It was a bunch of funny stories.
It was a lot of fun. It was a bunch of funny
stories. I think producers, they really like when they're first starting out, producers, they come from either like the band or they come from like someone in the house play the piano or church or something like that. And so they come from like a pure place. They come from like this, I love music, and they really don't have like that business foundation. So a lot of times like the producer, they'll just be creating music for these artists and they'll just be dropping it just out of passion and love, but then they don't get taken care of. Yeah. So like sometimes you have to like just step back and be like, if you want this person to be happy, if you want this person like to continue to produce for a long time, if you want them to have an actual career, you have to like make sure that they're taken care of in some way. And with that song, we just had to step back and just take care of him. But it helped because it pushed him into a place where he actually wanted to create, and it turned into Club God, and it turned into BeatKing and all these things. So,
but also a trust had to be developed between you and him as well.
Yeah.
Because
money helps.
A lot of times it's like somebody else will come along and say, okay, no, don't worry about it. And you just handle that side and I'll take care of that. So it had to be something that he saw in you. Where did your business knowledge or business acumen, how did that develop? Because for you to know how to do this, it had to have come somewhere.
I think, and we were talking about this earlier, I think things just like ideas and just creativity and just like Google University, they all like, if something I don't understand the answer, like I'm quick to Google it real quick. And things, in business, it's all one overall process, and then it's just how does this differentiate between other businesses? Like, how does this work in music? But it's going to be the same. And if I'm over here selling cars, like this process needs to happen for everyone to get paid. And so things just piece and make sense in Google.
Right. The principles are the same, even if it's in a different type.
Yeah, that's why they say like you can go from rap to drug dealing real quick because it's all
And vice versa. That's how it started. Like, a lot of people claim to watch this money up there. Start spitting these rhymes or whatever.
And then to touch on trust, like I managed him for 15 years with no agreement. Yeah. Like we didn't need a contract because it was kind of like, if you want to leave, you can leave. But I trust him enough to be like, he could have, gone when he got his first thing when he was working with Kid Red, or when he, when Crush did well. It's so many other managers that have been in this 10, 20 years, and I'm sitting here with my 3-4 years, right. And him being my first artist, he could have at any point been like, I'm going to go and try and get someone who I feel like has the experience, but he allowed me to grow. Yeah. So it was a mutual trust. Like if I feel like, I can go and get other artists, I'm not going to go and, water my time down. I'm going to continue to focus on you and make sure that you're able to grow, or any opportunities that come this way, I'm going to give them to you with the same trust that if, somebody comes along to you, because I'm not at every show, right. I'm not at every interview. If somebody comes along to you, then I trust you to not leave too. Yeah. And so we just did that.
Were you the one that was bringing in like the 2 Chainz and all that stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of it is his relationships. Like if you ever talk to him, you'll look up and you might be talking about business something, and you look at your phone, it's been an hour. You know what I mean? So like a lot of, like for real, everybody has a story like that. Like you look at your phone, you be like, damn, I've been talking to this nigga for an hour. Wait, he done told me everything. But I think like a lot of the times he'll go to like a showcase or like a DJ pool meeting or something like that, and he'll just meet people, and he's just like so warm and welcome, and he have these conversations about you. He'll tell you your whole life and your whole history and your career, and he becomes friends. Yeah. So like Juicy J, 2 Chainz, all of these people, he was able to bring me. But I just made sure he was paid.
Oh, there you go. I noticed one thing about it right around this last couple of years. It looked like he had everything down to a science. He was even saying, he was like, yeah, I know exactly what to do with this. I know exactly how to get this right. And I really think BeatKing was ahead of the time on that one. Now I had one question for you. Do y'all think the reception that he got after his passing was enough?
I think that it was beautiful. I think that in his music nerd era, he is obsessed with, like the academics and the breakfast clubs and, all types of podcasts and just a lot of media. Like he wants people to, receive what he's doing and put out. And it was just so much coverage, like Forbes, all these places. It was so much coverage. And I think that, he would just look down and just be like, yeah, y'all talking about me. There you go. This is good. This is good right here.
Hold up. I think when your personality is that strong and that, I guess, endearing to people, it makes it easier to get your flowers while you still vertical, because sometimes people more withdrawn and more, reserved, and people don't really know how to come at them. But when you engage with people and your initial engagement is, oh, we're gonna buy that loosens people up, kind of like, okay, and they'll tell you, how they feel about you. And I was like, I was glad to see, because I saw little pictures from the memorial, and I saw all the love that he got. It was beautiful. Yeah. And people were representing him in a way that I would assume he would want to be. They was wearing the shirts and things of that nature. So, to me, I can kind of feel at peace looking at that, like, yeah, you know what? I'm sure he felt the love when he was still here.
And I was saying that too. It's one thing to get your flowers after you're gone, but it's another thing to actually see an artist get to experience like success. Like you're saying, like it's something just happened in the last 3 years that clicked for him. Like when the pandemic happened, he discovered TikTok because he couldn't go anywhere. Right. So he just learned how to work TikTok. He learned how to like make a song and push it into viralness, like, after a month. And so he got to experience like meeting all the people that he loved, hanging with Juicy J becoming his friend, somebody that he listened to, on the bus on the way to school every day. Like now you could just call them and text them and they texting you funny things. Like getting to meet people, getting to get awards, getting to like be, you know, the person that they call when you walk in your own city, and you know, you walk in a club and all the lights hit you and they're calling your name and all this stuff, and he got to experience like success as an artist while he's living and his flowers. Like that's beautiful. No regrets.
Already, no regrets. All right, go ahead, King.
Now, K.Vocalz, you were one of the artists that he was working with and getting ready. Now, I know that had the same way that Tasha was saying how BeatKing went from being a fan of Juicy J now to being a friend and a peer. Was that kind of the same experience you had? Like,
For
man,
sure,
I'm rocking with this dude.
Yes.
And now we go on the road together, hanging out and
Yes,
stuff like
you
that.
got to think about it. I was in the military, and my job in the military, I was a cook on a horrible job.
You speak up.
I was the cook. My bad. I was a cook, so that was a horrible job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for me to do that, to go from overseas and looking in Houston media and be like, damn, I wish I was doing that, to actually meeting him, listening to his music. And like she said, you can find yourself looking down the phone like, damn, me and this nigga been talking for like an hour and 45 minutes.
Right.
He really messed with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, so when y'all talking right now, talk about Juicy J and him, that's exactly what I think of, me and him. Man. I looked up to him like that.
Did he ever convince you to dye to your hair green?
No. So with my hair, I was gonna cut this motherfucker a lot of times. He's like, no, it's gonna make you look younger, man. It's gonna make you do that, man. And then I know y'all talked about something, but I wanted to breach back on something about her being a manager. There's been times we've been on the road, and the what they call them, the people that don't have the money. They had the front end promoters. They didn't want to have that back end. they didn't want to have that money, and they want to do stuff. It's been times where there are people, artists, want to ask for like features and stuff, and they be like, hit my bio, and they'll go right to her, and they'll be scared to talk to her because they'd be like, because she knows she gonna tell them the motherfuckers off. She gonna tell them know what it is, and they ain't buying down. You know what I'm saying? Me, I just give them the stiff arm, but her, she gonna let them know. And me seeing that and seeing their relationship, that kind of like made me like, damn, that's some real shit right there.
You know, the manager job is to manage.
Exactly.
And she did that, you know what I'm saying? So I always looked up to that relationship.
But you know what's so cold? It's like, as a female in this industry, as an artist, is tough enough. I can only imagine what it's like as a manager, because you have to deal with the promoters. Thank you, sir. Deal with the promoters. Deal with individuals who may call for features and appearances and all that. And we all know 90% of the people who operate in this industry, they ain't it. So how was that? How did you even learn? Is it a part of your personality to naturally be strong enough to navigate through that, or you had to kind of learn the hard way? You took some hits and like, oh, I can't let these people run over.
Did you learn to a lot of dealing with numbskulls?
Yeah.
Like, I can beat this one a mile away.
Yeah. I'm a really big fan of money. Like, I really, really love it. It does something for my heart. And I think that it takes a lot of money to be an artist, to level up. It's going to take another bag every level. So it's like, that's the main focus. While everybody is having fun, while everybody is partying, you have to remember, like, somewhere a check needs to come out of this. So, because people will do that. They'll party on your career and then look up and the bill is yours. So it's just like making sure that while he's being nice, while he's able to focus, while he's being good cop, I have to kind of be bad cop and make sure that the check is still there, because ultimately that's what's going to keep all of this going. So I think in that process, like, you meet a lot of people who, I think the music industry has like floaters. Like, there are no interviews. You don't need to go to a job interview to be in the music industry. You decide, I want to be a DJ. You go with the equipment. You're a DJ. I want to be a manager. I'm going to find an artist. I'm going to be a manager. You want to have a podcast? What you going to do? So you have to like filter through all of the people who are unfiltered. And you have to make sure that you're not just like become a part of somebody's hustle because they want some money. That's right. You have to like shift through the people and find people who actually have the same concept. Like, a check needs to come out of this in the end. And so you have to have like that kind, stiff arm to push away people who aren't part of your process or don't have a check attached to them.
Come on, man. And then too, when you said about, him being a nice guy, see, you serve as the buffer between.
They need you.
Everybody needs Tasha.
He's a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy until, like you say, like the money, and then hold on, wait, then but to that point, it's like when you have a person that now you in their life, if you say, you know what, you ain't got to worry about that. You keep being friendly and fun loving.
Yeah, you
I'm
going to
talk to this cat. When I come out of here, we gonna be straight. You know, that makes a difference. Have you ever had issues with people like, well, who she thinks she is? She trying to, you know, as a female.
So many times, and it happens on different levels. Like I think because of the type of music that he makes, you know, it's all party, it's all like, so it's gonna be clubs, it's gonna be strip clubs, and the type of people that these aren't like corporate dudes, like these drug dudes are killers, like these drug dudes are killers, yeah. And those are my favorite type of people. It takes all kinds, so I know how to, I know how to maneuver with those people the best. And so I think that as long as there's like a respect there, like a mutual or a learned respect there, I know that as long as he arrives on time, as long as he does that drop, as long as he gives you the things that you need, I know that payment and that back end better be there on time. And if not, we both know where it will go because we both know what type of people we are. So it's just kind of keeping like a positive mutual respect and trying to move through things. What he told me is that one time he had a conversation with Bun B, and he told him that you have to move through the industry with God. And it is how you go to these cities that you've never been to with, you know, maybe 3 or 4 people because everybody can't travel. And it's how you move through these places and through these different types of people, these rough people, these scammer people, these janky promoters, all the stuff. You just have to like move with God, and it keeps you going. So
Bun B came in here and he said sort of some of the same thing. He said you got to bring God with you in these rooms, because in the rooms it ain't gonna be no God around.
And it's
supposed to be no God in the rooms you going in, so you got to be that version of the God.
Yeah, and I think the most comfortable places is dealing with like the robbers and the killers and the strip club promoters and the drug dealers, all that stuff. Because when you go on like these corporate spaces, like there is no God in those spaces. Not a lot of times. A lot of the times, like people are trying to, you know, do what's best for their bottom line, for their number, for their corporate number. And then in the music industry, I was talking today with someone who sets up distribution for artists. And I was kind of explaining, you know, my gym membership is $286. It's a nice gym. My gym membership is $286. My cable bill is probably like $320. But in order to get to music, it's $9. And it's like, who decided that the value of music, even though it's like TVs and movies and I'm paying $300 for my cable, who decided that the value of music is so low? Right. And so these companies and these labels and these places that you go, they're dividing $9. They're not dividing $300 like the gym, or they're not dividing $300 like the cable company. So the savagery that we have to deal with, and the just trying to like get you down to 30% and 30% of the 30% and all the shit, you just have to be smart, and you have to be aware, and you have to be focused, and you also have to move with a little bit of hood, because sometimes that shit needed too.
Come on, man.
So
I like that one.
Come on, man.
That's how we've been maneuvering.
It's savagery.
You gotta
describe it. No,
just a little bit of savagery. You just gotta
savagery.
a little bit.
But I say I'm in a business where I gotta deal with people with a pistol at 3 a.m. to get my money.
Yeah.
But also, I do know that when people recognize, for the most part, when they recognize that they dealing with somebody who's of that same origin,
it's peaceful. It's so
some
peaceful.
form and fashion, it changes the dynamic. Like, because you know, you're not looking at somebody that I can just trick and just mess over like this. Like, nah.
Yeah.
She different, like she from where I'm from.
There's something that I
on
that right side.
It's like the difference between getting pulled over by black laws and white laws, you know. And if it ain't just no sellout black law, he can relate. You know what I'm saying? If I say, man, why you come on, bro? Hey man, look, bro. Right. So that's a beautiful thing. I wanted to transition into this part because you know, when I first heard about BeatKing's passing, the natural question popped in my mind, like they were like, what happened? That's the first thing everybody was like, what happened? Then the first thing came out, they had this rumor he got shot and all this old crap. And then people take that and they run with it. Yeah. But and even though gone is gone, when I found out that wasn't the case, I still felt good. I felt relieved, you know, that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
But so is the reports about the pulmonary embolism, that's correct, right? Okay, so for people who don't know, that's when the clot travels up, possibly from the leg, gets to the lung and restricts the breathing, and it happens kind of suddenly, even though it may have been developing. Had he been having any type of health issue that he spoke about leading up to that? Or?
So because I am a student of Google University, the entire time that, he was in the hospital, I just, I wasn't leaving. I was just sitting in the room. So, I'm just Googling, just trying to figure out like, how does this happen? And could we have prevented it? Could we have done anything like for him? Because I don't, ever want anybody to feel like we're working him to death, like just letting him go. Yeah. And the only things that I can see is like, they say that if it happens in the legs, like he was going to the doctor because he would have sometimes like chest pains, like his foot would hurt, and they would be like, oh no, you're just overweight. Oh, and they'll brush you off real quick. They'll say, oh, you're overweight. And all the times when people are overweight, they'll be like, oh, it's diabetes. It's nothing. You need to go lose weight. Oh, it's just high blood pressure. You need to lose weight. But sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes it's like a very serious issue that a skinny person could have, an overweight person could have. And that was the issue for him. So where he was going to these doctors, he should have maybe gone to a specialist that would have done some other type of testing, but they weren't pushing him in that direction. Yeah. So it was like, he's like, okay, well, maybe I just need to work out some more. And now he's, in the sun working out an hour a day. And as I'm doing my research, it says like sleep apnea, real small things. If you have sleep apnea, it could create pools in your heart, and then those pools can travel into your legs and they create clots, or they could travel into your lungs and they create clots, and that's what happens. And so he was the days up into, he was, feeling like real like sluggish and real sick, and he was just like, well, I'm gonna just take some vitamin V. I'm like, you should take some vitamin, doctor. That's what you need to do. And he was just like, no, because every time I go, they just give me steroids, or they say I just need to work out or I need to lose weight. So he just wasn't getting the answers that he needed. Then even, in the hospital, they didn't know what was wrong. We were in the hospital maybe like 3-4 hours, and they were just like, they don't know what's wrong. And it's just like one of those small things, like having a heart attack. You can have a heart attack, you can be talking, and then 5 minutes later, you're just not here. Like,
it's crazy because when you was talking about Google University, that's a real thing that we should be focusing on, because a lot of times in this day and age, we have the luxury of being able to maybe not perfectly, but to some degree, self-diagnose based on what your symptoms are and things of that nature. I remember one time something was wrong with my finger, and I was like, man, why my finger? And I went online and I started looking up all different finger, and I found it. Yeah. And by the time I went to the doctor, I told the doctor, hey man, you think it could be da da da? And that's what it was. So at the end of the day, we can take steps to kind of self-diagnose, because to your point, man, these doctors don't really care. We come through that. They want to assembly line you through and just get on to the next. And if it's not something they able to do surgery on you or to write some incredible prescription where they gonna make money off of, then they really don't care. But for people who might be watching this, make sure that y'all do the due diligence to whatever you feeling. Look it up yourself, but also when you do go to the doctor, because you should. I don't trust them either, but go, because sometimes they can hit what's wrong with you. But throw stuff out. Ask questions. Hey, man, you think it could be this? You think it could be that? And that knowledge, those questions will come based on you looking up stuff yourself
about you
for possibility. Yeah. Right? And you might say something that make them go, yeah, let me check for that. And they may could catch it on time. Where was BeatKing at when he first did he pass out or something like that? Like,
we were at the radio station.
You were there?
I was there.
Yeah.
Okay. We was at the radio station. He's about to do like an interview. Yeah. But we was about to do it like Atlanta, like the female artist Lotto. We was about to do it like that. So we was there, and then we got off the elevator. We was having a good time. He was crunk. Everybody was recording. We got out the elevator. We walked down the hallway. He realized that he didn't start recording on his phone yet, so we went back in the elevator. Started again, had the little walkie-talkie, was doing it. And the next thing you know, he started feeling lightheaded. Yeah. So he was about to fall out. So I went, myself, and another friend grabbed him, put him on the couch, proceeded to get him water. He said he was all right. He tried to stand up. He wasn't all right. Then he kind of rolled his eyes in the back of the head for a second. And then that's when everything started moving real fast, you know what I'm saying? Then we had somebody call Tasha up and met us at the hospital. So.
Because I always think about like when I saw he was 39.
It's young.
Man, and that's so young. We don't think about how young those ages are until we either reach that age or we long past that age. You know, you 22, somebody said they're 30. Oh, he old, but man, 39. They're just so young. But the beautiful thing, in my opinion, is anybody who's able to establish a legacy that strong in that short period of time. I saw where he had, I saw, y'all may know more than me, of course, but I saw like 14, 15 albums in like, since 2010.
462 songs. He has 16 albums.
Wow.
And since he has passed, you know, all of those features that people have been holding, I'm starting to see them probably. Yeah, it is fair enough. Get your bag. It's fine. It's fine. You know, it's whatever.
Yeah, I see that a lot. Because I be still watching his stuff, and I'm like, man, get the
It's cool. It's cool. Everybody wants to clear now, and I'm like, I'm a little busy, but we got it. But yeah, I mean, it's so much music. His catalog is so extensive, and that's why I was saying, like, I was having a call about what to do with the catalog, because all these companies that are like, you know, there are new artists, and they have maybe 1-2 albums. They have like 20 songs, but it's like a 400 song catalog is insane, and it's a lot to maintenance.
And didn't he just get all his stuff back to where he owns it all?
Yeah, so he actually had a deal with Columbia for Then Leave. For the song that he had with 2 Chainz, for a few songs, and that deal was actually structured beautifully. Derek Dion, his lawyer, he made sure that, you know, it was just for the song that he put out and then the songs after. So everything before was fine. We worked with him on these songs. He completed it. He didn't owe anything, and he just decided that he wanted to continue on his journey independently because of the way that he likes to release things. He didn't want to put ass in this video. He don't want anybody being like, you can't show this little piece of pussy. Like, he wants all these things. So he wanted to go back independent, and you know, after that, you can kind of tell in the videos that he was releasing, even like with the one that we released finally, Scared, is just so him, so much ass, so much, like, everything that he would love is so him. So sometimes you just have to, you know, be independent because you have that vision for yourself.
The control.
The control.
You know, one thing I really I connected with Big King. Because I was a girl dad, right? So, and I seen how he used to raise his daughters. And I used to sit back and say, "Man, I wish y'all could say some of that stuff to my daughter."
Club got people too.
He be like, "Don't let these fuck niggas." And that's one thing that really stuck out to me about him, man. How are the girls doing?
They're okay. Like they were, you know, at the hospital, and they got time. And I was telling someone else this, just to touch back on how everything happened. It's like God's favorites. They have divine timing, and things just happen exactly how they're supposed to. Now, normally he's 45 minutes away. And so we schedule like, okay, I'm going to bring the girls on this time, and he'll bring the girls back to me. We'll do it that way. But, he wanted to do something at the radio station. He was doing like a takeover for the radio station. So he was like, can you order me this megaphone? Like, you know, the big loud ass megaphone. So I'm okay on cussing.
No,
okay, cool.
It's underground dialogue.
So
Okay, because I got
with the girls?
Yeah. So those are our daughters.
Okay.
Yeah, those are our daughters. So he wanted like this big megaphone because he was going to go to the radio station. He was going to take over. He brought all these girls with him, and they were just going to have like a parade going through the radio station to promote for a show that they were doing. And he had to come and get the megaphone from me because I had ordered on Amazon. I brought it to my house. So he had to come and get it. He was in Atlanta the day before doing a video with Bangladesh and his new artist. So he had to come from Atlanta, and he stopped by the house late at night. And the girls, they went outside, and they were able to, you know, speak with him for, you know, a couple hours. They just sat in the car playing and talking to him. And then the next morning, you know, he went to the radio station and everything happened. So they got to spend time with him. And then it was crazy because usually, like I said, he's 45 minutes away. He lives like, you know, on the outskirts of Houston. But because he was doing that, he came in the morning to the radio station that's 10 minutes away from me. And so when they called me for the hospital, I was able to get to him so fast that he was still awake. And it's like God's favorites have divine timing, because it's like everything that he could have been in Atlanta, he could have been in Dallas, he could have been at a show, he could have been on his way back to Houston, but he was 10 minutes away, and he had to come and see them and spend time with them. And it's just like, but because we got that time, or because he gave us that time, it's like easier to process because they were able to go to the hospital. It wasn't like some sudden thing where he got shot, like people were saying, and we couldn't get to him or anything like that. We had our time. So, and it was very beautiful, like the way everyone spoke about him, his memorial, it was all beautiful. So
That's gonna always be
So they're
tangible
okay.
when you're dealing with good people. From a business standpoint, how is it playing out? Because a lot of times I've seen where people who pass away, we all have seen this, where they were just regular people, didn't have nothing. And the family still acting a fool behind. Yeah. He said I could have this.
That's my laptop.
This couch.
I did the first program.
Right. Yeah. So when you're dealing with somebody who did have this catalog, and this catalog had this kind of value to it, what's been the dynamic in terms of on the business side? Has everything been smooth?
Yeah. Because we have been in like very dangerous situations. A long time ago, maybe 8-9 years ago, we sat down and made plans for things like so that we can move without like worrying like if something happened to me, what's gonna what happened to the things that I have, and if something happens to you, like what happens to everything that way. And we had those things in place already. And the week after he passed, like a lot of people were my phone number is in his bio. So a lot of people were kind of like texting me and saying, I'm his long lost this, I'm his long lost that. I know that he didn't have anything. And so I think it's like an easy transition. And in the music industry, it's an easy transition because everything was already in place because I was his manager. And so there's no need to shift over the accounts. I already have access to everything. And then when it comes to like the ownership of everything, we already had everything in place. So there's no chaos. It's all just like, that's why like the funeral was beautiful. Everything was beautiful because everybody can come in peacefully. We're not fighting. We're not doing none of that. We're going to have like, everybody in here with the best music. There's girls over here dancing. We're having a good time. And that's it.
We got to stop doing it, y'all. We got to stop doing it. But like long lost. Where was you at when I was here? And all of a sudden now you my long lost because you seeing an opportunity to try to capitalize on something.
A money grab.
But the thing is, you just gave some great teaching because it teaches us to have those tough conversations with each other that people like to roar now. I want to talk about that. Maybe we need to discuss. Hey, man, I want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But at some point,
it's coming.
These things, they come. So it to handle it on the front end alleviates a whole lot of bull crap on the back end. Now, as being an artist, were you signed to BeatKing, or was it kind of like the situation that Tasha had?
No contract. Right. It was just basically he said. When I got with him, he saw that I was lifting weights a lot. Yeah. So he was like, hey, man, he hit me in the DM. Hey, man, I'm trying to look like you. How many times you go to the gym? I'm like, girl, I'm lazy, bro. I go like probably 3 times a week, 4 times a week. You ain't used to? I said, yeah, I just moved back. We linked like that. After we worked out a couple of times, we didn't even talk about no music. Right. We didn't talk about no music. We just talked about anime and other stuff that we love, stuff on YouTube. After that, he saw that I was doing music more. Mind you, I bought a feature from a couple of years prior. But after that, he was like, I'm going to work with you. You work with me, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to take you on the road. I'm going to put you in these rooms. You know what I'm saying? You need beats, whatever. You need guidance right here. If you put music out, I'm going to promote everything you got going on. I'm here to work with you because you working with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's our relationship right there.
Show love, get love. When you, now, once BeatKing had passed, was it a moment where you had where a lot of the game he might have gave you, is that something that's kind of just coming to the forefront of your mind now? Because now you go from being the artist who was gonna come out under his wing. What's the direction now? It's like, now I'm gonna start trying to be more assertive and building my own, or do you have, what was the whole thought process?
Look like it because he's doing his t-shirts already.
Oh, well, this is the label. This is enough fall. This is BeatKing. He started it, so I'm gonna always rep that felt.
Right,
I'm always like it goes back to the Juicy J to BeatKing. How he listened to 3-6 Mafia and he's stealing their beats and they style and he made it to his own style, incorporated, and that was his boy. He's my boy forever. Like I said at the speech, he saved my life. Like when I say that, I mean like I was doing music at first. I wanted to quit this, and I really didn't know what to turn to. Right. But then he was like, "I'm gonna take you under my wing." So when he did that, I got inspired to do more. Yeah. So to answer your question is, right now I'm still going. Yeah. I did a whole project which he executive produced that I still ain't put out yet. I was supposed to put it out back in a month and a half ago, but it's like it's hard to kind of listen to it at times because it's like his voice is on half of the music. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? But I still got to put it out. I still got to reach out. That's why I'm like, everybody that we done watched on the road, all the bloggers and everybody, all the legends and stuff. I'm reaching out to everybody like, hey, we watched you. How can we get on the show? What can I do? What can I do to keep his name alive? Because I still want to succeed as an artist, yes. But at the end of the day, even though I fucking don't, man, this dude, he came in my life for a reason.
Yeah, and I was so happy, man, when you did reach out. Because like I say, I didn't know BeatKing's. So it was like, when he told me, said, "Oh man, we used to watch y'all on the road."
Oh, we did. We did.
What's up there? You know,
We watched, we listened to everybody, we laughed.
Yeah.
He's a podcaster. He loves.
But it made me feel bad because I'm like, now I wish I would have got to know him. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. But so even with you, Tasha, so now, what are you doing now? Are you still like, because was he the only artist you managed?
Yeah. I've managed other artists. Obviously over this decade, I've managed a lot of artists. I think when it comes to him, he has so much like he had shows, he had things with the label, he had all these things that I just didn't want to like water down my time and my focus. Right. And so now a lot of people have kind of like reached out and asked like if I'm wanted to manage, but my daughters are my priority, like, and I can't really travel to grow an artist like I need to. So I think I'm trying to figure out like what is the balance to be able to work with someone and grow their career professionally while not being able to move with them how they would need. Yeah. So
is there I'm gonna ask you, is there any ideas for putting kind of unreleased music out for BeatKing's?
Yeah. So to go back to how everything moves over, it takes a little bit of time for within the industry, some of the accounts to become like available. They have to kind of go through a process, and then once that is complete, we'll be able to move. I definitely want to do like a documentary. I feel like the Cucumber era deserves a biopic. Okay. I feel like
they want to see it already.
No.
It's eras of BeatKing. Like you can pick eras. You can pick that producer BeatKing with the little taper fade thing. That was a cool guy that just made that. That was the one that showed up to like production showcases. And then there's that green hair.
Who was the green hair one?
That was Disgusting Justin. All right, now Disgusting Justin had lawyers calling me. Okay,
oh, Lord.
So. It's like you pick an era of BeatKing and then let the world see that, because it's motivational to see somebody that came from Studewood, came from his mom's row house, like playing church with church piano with her, to being in videos with 2 Chainz and in videos, and it's like inspiring for anyone who genuinely loves music to see that it's possible, and it's possible independently, and it's possible from Houston, and it's possible. So I think that people definitely need to see that, and they need more music.
Are his parents still around?
No. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to meet him right before his dad passed, and his dad looks exactly like him. Like that's where the height. Yes, that's where the height comes from. That's where the color comes from. All that, he looks exactly like him. And then his mom, she was very like, and it's so crazy. This is a good Christian woman. This is a strong piano playing church good Christian woman. And then it's him. Like, how do you produce this child, ma'am? But she was very sweet, and she loved him a lot. And he took losing them very hard. And so I just made sure like Christmases, Thanksgiving, holidays, we're at my family's house. We're gonna chill. Like you don't have to feel like you're alone. And it's not just like I'm pushing you to these shows. Like, no, we're gonna take some time off. I'm not gonna book you on Christmas so that you can come and experience that. I'm not gonna book you on this day so you can come and experience that. Right. So
no, that's dope. Just having the insight to kind of again.
Happiness.
Fill the void.
Happiness.
As it is, okay, I saw the void from a business standpoint. I stepped in that gap. I see the void from a family standpoint. I step in that gap as well.
The definition of a helpmate, right there.
No question about it. So the nature, and I don't even get y'all. So the nature of y'all relationships, that was y'all together during that time, or just was like, hey.
The Cucumber era was very hard for me.
Very challenging.
It was very challenging. It was a 1-2 on the, but. Aside from that, I really think that he is a genius. Yeah. And I really think that, I understand from a management perspective, certain situations that artists get into. And that's not going to change like the love that I have. Right. So while I may need my own space over here, I still, respect and admire and love and all these things. So it's still, Christmas and holidays and all these things. So
you know what's crazy too, because I know K.Vocalz can relate to it as an artist. It's like when you are a certain type of rapper, like if you think about the way type of music BeatKing's made, the type of music that Too Short, Luke, and those type of artists made that are catered towards the women and
that booty.
It's like when you have a significant other, then I know it's tough on them because that type of music is gonna attract those type of women and that type of element, and so it's hard to compartmentalize, but. Correct me if I'm wrong. It helps if that person is able to separate. This is just me, the artist. This is my artist image. When I come home, I'm on the couch with my woman and my daughters, and we chilling eating popcorn.
Yeah, he's definitely. And it's so funny. Like my mom, she was a stripper. Yeah. Right. She was a stripper, like an adult strip, like into her 30s. Like how you see most of these girls here. So like a lot of the things that people think are like sexually wild, it's not really that much to me. Yeah. And so the things that he'll go and do in a video, it really wasn't that much to me. Right. The cucumber era was a lot. It was tough. That was real tough for me.
That cucumber era was real, boy.
It was tough.
Keep going back to that.
Y'all don't want to see the sex messages.
Right.
So I think that in my mind, I understand like a certain type of lifestyle. Like these girls are at work. These girls are having fun. These girls are not, every hoe is not a freak. You know what I mean? Like some of these girls, and I think that's like a Luke concept too. Like when you look at it, like this is entertainment and this is fun for some people, and you take the judgment out of it. Like this is really what, like everybody who works at the bank doesn't want to, go to a lounge after. Some of these girls want to get on speakers after they leave the bank. Right. And so you just have to like respect that this is a culture and this is a type of lifestyle, and then it's easier to do it. So I've seen him with like a lot of different types of women. So it really wasn't like the women that were bothering me. It was more so like the level that he allowed it to go to. Gotcha. And so when, he decided to, be more public about women, I was just like, I'm gonna go over here in my space, but I still, love and care, and we still gonna work and we still gonna get money. Of course, yeah. So
did y'all have those discussions or were you question like, hey, what was that you said in the interview? Hey, what you mean by that?
Yeah.
That's only natural.
I would never like run to, social media and rant and be like, oh, this is crazy what's happening. Yeah. But I definitely would see things and send him the perfect screenshot. Like, man. What the fuck? Like, and so I think from having I'm talking about the perfect right when his hand was about to. And I think that from experience that it grew our friendship a lot. Yeah. Because like it became every day I'm sending you something, and now we're laughing about it at this point because this is just how it's going to be. Right.
And then have that dynamic of still having to put that aside and say, yeah, I'm mad at you, but look. You got to show in St. Louis.
That. You got to be there by 7.
They don't have the money. What? Now I'm mad at them. Right,
Because it takes a special type of relationship so he can say, man, look, here go the numbers to all the accounts. Yeah. You make sure you okay with all of that. But I'm going to be over here, you be over there. Yeah. That's what they call grown relationship.
Very grown. You got to be very grown.
And seeing the big picture, seeing what it is, because if you get too deep into the emotional side of it, then that could stop the bag at the same time.
What's crazy is like if you're a promoter that's in Memphis or something, and you've just sent $4,000, you watching every single thing that person posts now until your money comes to you. Mm-hmm. So if there's any type of argument, if there's anything that looks like I have a problem with the person that you just paid to come to, there's a problem. And they'll call. So there's never an opportunity where I can be like, oh, this thing made me mad, because now people are like, my money okay.
Man, come on, man.
So,
teaching,
taking the emotion out of it.
Separate.
You got the emotion.
Yeah, oh my God. And not to put everything that we're going through out on Front Street. We can anything we can knock down, drag out, go at it behind these closed doors within the confines of our own crib. But do not go to social media. Do not take it public and do all that extra stuff like that. That it take a special type of mentality to really strong, lock into that. To adopt.
Yes.
Yeah, no question about it. And a certain type of love and appreciation and respect for each other that no matter what I felt like you did that was out of pocket, we're gonna deal with that just us. We're gonna take care of it. And that is maturity levels have to be on 10 to really deal with that. What are your plans, K.Vocalz? As far you said you had some project with a lot of BeatKing presence on it. But had you dropped any projects before that or
I dropped like 3 projects. Every year I put something out, right? It's been like an 8-song EP or whatever the case may be. And before especially within these last 3 years, before I even uploaded anything, I get his ear from it and he'll tell me, out of all the songs, I like these 2, so go to the clubs and push these songs right here. So I've been doing that just to get my practice on. It's been times when it's been a whole lot of times where he'll walk me through the clubs to get these relationships with DJs. I got to get their Instagram, their phone numbers, you know what I'm saying, hit them up. So when he's not able to do it, when he got to go out of town to do a show and I'm not able to make it with him, I still got to hit these clubs up and do everything that Tasha and him was doing, you know what I'm saying, when they was first starting out, you know what I'm saying? So sit in the car, pay for parking, all that stuff, go to the club, hit the DJs after the show, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, hit them before they get in, hit them before the crate. So I've been learning to push the music thing for a while dealing with him. So going forward, like I said, this project I announced, I got a couple of songs, 2 songs on the project especially, that's produced by him that I've been promoting the music also.
And I never asked you, what type of artist are you? What type of rap do you do? Do you do similar to what BeatKing did, or you in a different type of zone? Or
I do half and half. I do R&B and then I do club.
Okay, you singing on me.
Yeah. R&B and then club.
Yeah, okay, that's what's up. So you gonna drop like separate projects, or you?
Oh no, I merged them. I merged it together. I merged it together because when doing these DJ runs, if you can get the clubs behind you, that's the big thing. So when they listen to the project and they hear the R&B, that's just a bonus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a bonus.
So when you going shopping for these new beats you about to get, do it make it even more difficult now?
It pisses me off.
Man, the level is way down there. Yeah.
Because
good producers, like you gotta go to DJ shows, got an EXO, like these are all similar good producers.
They're all good, and I do go to them. But when you got somebody that makes a beat,
Like
And you know, been to the mountaintop.
Around you.
When you hear him say, "Oh yeah, I charge $5,000, $10,000 for a beat," but then he just do it for you for free.
Whoa.
Like, that kind of breaks your heart a little bit.
He ain't trying to pay $200 now.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Chose and EXO, I do got beats from both of them as well. But it's like, even when you get beats from these producers though, you buy the beat, spend the bread, they're not gonna always just sit there with you and make and orchestrate the whole song with you, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do that. If I do a song, he gonna say, take that out, do that part over again, do this, say it this way. He gonna do the whole song. Me and him got a video, about a month before his passing. We shot a video at Sakaya. So that song is, I haven't put the video out yet, but you know, that's a great song too, you know what I'm saying, called Revenge D. So that's one I'm be pushing in these clubs, you know what I'm saying, as well. So, but he helped me orchestrate the song, you know what I'm saying.
I think a good piece of knowledge that he follows, or his principles, to try and do 2 a year. Like, just regardless if it does well, if the first one does well, the second does well, just keep doing 2 a year, because the consistency is what keeps your algorithm and your numbers together. And so when you release something that's hip hop and R&B, you're on a chart that's already being pulled frequently, already being playlisted frequently. You're already in the right lane. You just gotta stop holding it. Just release that.
Just release it, right? Yeah.
It's either they're gonna like it or they're not gonna like it, but you got to keep going, because if you hold it, they can't do anything.
For sure.
Like,
look, you're talking this language because K don't not hold nothing. He making this, I gotta drop it.
Release it.
I tell people my favorite artist of all time is Prince. And you know, when Prince died, he had like 2,000 songs in the vault. I ain't got no songs.
What are they holding
Everything
for?
I make, I put out. Yeah. And I don't just record on a level to where I got so much extra. But you know, she tell me right. It's like it's no you. I know people who sit on catalogs.
Scarface.
They sit on just songs. Oh yeah, face plates and stuff like that. Why you ain't put this out? But you have to release that stuff just to get something circulate, just to ignite a spark, you know, and just put it out as much as you can, you know. So yeah, that's wise words, man. Because you never know which one will be the one.
Yeah.
And if you have had the benefit of being around this brother who is the epitome of the club scene, you know,
of course.
then you got to use that wisdom, bro. You got to, and those connections, you know. That's a big thing, man. That's a big thing.
I got one. Could you give us an untold story about Big King? They probably know people don't know this, but
Let me think of a good one.
put you on the spot.
Yeah, it's so many. My brain just flooded. What's a good one? No, I can't tell you that one.
That was a real good one.
It's a whole lot I can't tell you. It's a whole bunch I can't tell you.
Yeah. I think okay, I have a good one. The first time he went to the car show, the radio station used to have like a really big annual car show, and it would have like all of the artists that you ever want to see, all the cars.
Los
Magnificents. Yeah. So the first time that he went, we didn't have tickets, and we knew somebody that was in media, so they were like, "Okay, we're gonna sneak you in with the media passes." And all he wanted to do was meet JQ. That's all he wanted in life. Right. So we get to, I think it was at NRG at the time. Yep. So we get to NRG. We finagle through, because you can't park in the back. You know, they don't let regular people in there. You can't be around the stars. Yeah. So we have to finagle through the parking, because we also didn't have parking passes that the people with regular tickets had. So we finagle into parking. We get inside. And we finagle our way backstage, because now we have press passes. I'm doing fake interviews, because the guy that is actual press, the guy that's actual press, he's like, all right, just hold this microphone, and when somebody comes by, so I'm just, how long have you been in the industry? I ended up, and it's so crazy, I ended up interviewing Scarface. Wow. And I still have this video. It's so funny. It was a fake, it wasn't a fake interview. It's just because the guy was real media. It's just, I wasn't real media.
Right.
Yeah, so
you didn't wake up that morning knowing you was gonna do that.
No. So I'm talking to Scarface. I'm like, how many songs do you have? I don't know. But so the show was starting, and everybody starts to like go on stage. I think it was like one really big performer that was coming, and so we go up there, and one of the people that worked at the radio station, she comes over and she was like, y'all supposed to be up here? Oh. And he was just like, yeah, I'm media. And you know, he looks like a rapper. He don't want no damn media. Yeah. So she goes and she whispers over to some people. She whispers over to some radio station people, and then they all go whisper to security. And I was like, oh, we gotta go somewhere. It's time to go. We gotta go somewhere. Hey. So we try and like go on the side of like where the DJ is set up, and a person from the radio station, they come over and they're like, hey, can y'all come walk with us real quick? And I was like, oh, we going down. So we go over to like this side area, and they have like rooms where their teams are set up, and they have like all the passes spread out on it. And this guy walks up and he was like, let me see your pass. He's like, let me see real quick. He takes the scissors and he snips it off. He just cuts it.
Like a bad credit card.
Yes, he just snips it. And he was like, y'all come with me this way. And so he walks us to the door, and the door goes outside. Wow. And I was just like, man, they're really good. Wow. Like, we got to do this show sometime, because they on top of it. They got us the hell up out of here.
They only knew they was kicking that.
Yeah. And what's so crazy is like maybe 2 years later, he was on the show.
See?
Wow.
So.
Wow. That's a beautiful full circle moment. Man. Unbelievable, man. Yeah, but man, I talk, man. I be hating on people, man. Ain't nobody bothering nobody. Man. Ain't gonna tell somebody.
Backstage.
Come on, man.
Building stuff.
Crazy.
He always call it trouble.
These same people that let somebody else, a school shooter, slip in there unchecked, unsearched, and shoot up everybody, man. Come on, man. It is what it is. So, well, you know what? I tell y'all, man, we so glad that y'all were able to come through and just bless us with all this personal information about BeatKing that people didn't know, that I know his fans will want to hear. Any news on when the new music might drop or anything?
How much music?
How much on music? We got some Tupac action that's gonna be coming out every year for the next
decade.
It's multiple hard drives, and I'm not a producer, so I have to kind of sit down and just like what do we have, and then what's a plan on what we have? Like, are we just doing like a single that we're going to push the radio, or are we doing like some type of anniversary album for his birthday? Like, what can we do, and then how can we spread this as longevity, and how will it not be something that people get tired of? So it has to be like very strategically planned, and it has to go well because he's the mastermind of everything. He has all the marketing ideas, so it has to be like, what would he do? Like.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that a lot of that time that you and y'all have spent around him, I just feel like those answers are going to come.
You gotta be fun. You gotta be crazy. You gotta be
at some point. We're gonna like, you know what? I know
that's the one.
I know what he would want me to do in this situation. Mixed in with what you've always done as far as your side of taking the lead.
How's it gonna make money?
Right. And just knowing how to make it move. So.
Oh, sometimes he come to you in dreams. You ain't done that yet?
My daughter says that often that he'll come. I'm like, let him come visit me. He sees me a little bit, but he comes to her often. So
unbelievable, man. So when you dropping, man?
I'm gonna drop probably in January.
In
You
January,
gotta take that probably.
That's what I was about to say.
I'm gonna drop it.
Okay, this is the reason why I keep saying I'm really gonna drop it, but I keep saying probably because he kind of still pisses me out that he ain't here. You know what I'm saying? Just listening to it. You know what I'm saying? That's just like I said earlier today. I have my moments where I be good days, and then I have my moments like still kind of get to me.
You have to remove the things that become negative. So if releasing music makes you happy, and people saying positive things about him make you happy, if you release good music and people love it, the answers or the things that people say to you will always feel positive, will always feel happy, and you will feel happy about him instead of feeling like there's this place where he's not there, or you got this music that you haven't released. You got to like turn it into something positive so it feels, or so you feel surrounded with something positive.
And I tell people all the time in these situations, do what you know he wants you to do.
Yeah.
He wouldn't want you to be, if you were saying that about somebody, you'd be like, man, don't do that, man.
He ain't make it for you to not put it out.
He would want you to do it. So you feel the loss of his presence not being there. But as far as how to move in his absence, you absolutely know.
Yeah, I know how to do it. It's just that knowing that, that last minute, like, hey, bro, you sure I put this out right there?
Yeah.
I can't do that no more. That's the part that gets to me.
If he already produced it, I'm sure it sounds good because he wouldn't have given it to you. He would have sent it to you if it didn't sound good. Yeah. So it's good.
Sure.
And then the confidence in the stuff you're moving now, like you made this happen.
Yeah.
So keep in that same energy and make something else happen.
Just keep doing that.
No question, man. Because like I say, this is a beautiful thing for us, man. Because it put me personally, it put me in a space where I can kind of get to know the man after the fact, and it made me feel like, man, I wish I would have had more opportunity. I just didn't. We just didn't cross paths like that. Yeah. But
I was about to reach out to him though. Yeah, I was on my way to reach out to him.
Like you were saying, like we're trying to find ways to. I look at like Tupac's estate, how they have kept it going for 20 years, and they all have like these positive things. It's like the voice of hope. When you see t-shirts about him, it's all these things that like impact people in his way. And I just hope the same thing for him. So like opportunities like this to come and like speak about him, it's just like one more thing that you release that gives longevity. So it's appreciated.
That's the good side of social media.
Yeah,
that's the side where it's utilized the right way, to where it's like, okay, we can take these moments and they can be added on to legacy. They can be added on to when his daughters get older. They can hear stuff that they might not have known or seen, or it's a beautiful thing. I tell people this all the time, because my OG was Wicked Cricket, and
party man too.
Everybody was all over.
He outside,
and we were so thankful. I know I was personally that when he did pass, it was in the social media era, because I think about people like Big Mello. Yeah, was pre-social media. We don't have a lot of footage of Big Mello. We have a lot of footage of my SPC brother AC Chill. There's different people who passed away before that time. Now with Wicked Cricket, now with B-King and others, you can bring them to life anytime you get ready. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Videos, interviews, just random footage in the house, whatever you got the ability to bring them to life whenever you want to. And all the music that he got stored up, that just pushes it further into the future, bro. So it's sad to not see him, but he's here.
Justin is not here, but B King definitely is.
Come on.
So we're gonna continue to party, and you know everybody is sad right now, and we're going to feel what we need to feel. Right. But we definitely are going to leave the legacy and party. Yeah. We definitely are going to leave the legacy and happiness because that's what he just moved through rooms doing. He just wants everybody to feel happy and welcomed and all that. So and fun.
There's a video I saved on my phone. You know, on Instagram you can save videos. Mm-hmm. I don't know the time is before me, but it was a video of him at a college campus and you in the background.
Probably.
I watched that video. He handed out CDs, and then he sees some random dude from Texas. Oh, you from Texas too? Cool. Y'all know about club run. And then I hear your voice in the background. You talking and like I watch that video before I do my club run. Yeah. Because when I go to work, it gets me motivated. Like I don't feel like doing this today, but I watch that video. I'm like, all right, I gotta get my ass up now. Yeah. So that's what you know what I'm saying.
Everybody, what they say, every superhero has an origin story. Mm. So before this artist is that guy, he was that guy at the college, passing out flyers and CDs and giving them away, or hey, maybe T-shirts, all this different stuff, you know. And people just see the end result, but they don't see the process. Yeah. And every artist, it's only a handful of artists that ever was successful in this business that popped off overnight. That percentage is real low. Everybody else is gonna tell you some kind of story of they uphill struggle and they climbed that they had to go through. So it should serve as a motivation. Like, you know, my favorite artist, whoever he or she might be, they had to get it out the mud to some degree. So I'm no different. You know, I gotta go through those same steps in order to get to where if I want a chance to get to where I want to get to. Man.
Yeah, I was listening to what Hasi was saying about B King, how he was grooming B King before he came up. He was under Hasi for a while. And he had to learn how to do what he needed to do from Hasi.
Yeah, so, I think Hasi was like a very big challenge for him. And it's so funny because like when the Go DJs were first getting started, the first artist that they were pushing was Candy Red. And the first single that she had was the song that he produced. And so naturally the Go DJs were like, well, we would love for you to produce all the artists that we get. And he was like, well, I have my artists over here so I can, you know, produce for y'all sometimes. And I think that them not being able to work together in that way, and then him coming to Hasi and being like, hey, can you push my songs? Like it just they didn't mesh well at first. So it became, you know, one of those things. He wants everybody to like him. He wants everybody to love him. So it became one of those things like Hasi was his focus. I'm going to Roxy whenever he's there. I'm going to whatever club he's at whenever he's there because I just want this man to be my friend. Right. And I watched them grow, like even with the Go DJ Awards that he was doing, like watch them grow into this friendship. And I'm like, it takes that sometimes. Not every relationship that you get is going to be just easy and everybody's just going to respect you. You have to actually grind and work for those relationships too.
Because you got to prove this. See, you coming in new and nobody know you. Like, I don't know you.
You feel entitled. Like they're supposed to like you because your music is good and they don't have to.
And if they already up there to some degree, it's like, dude, I ain't got time for you. But to have the persistence, you know, just to keep on
the humbleness to be like, you don't like me, but I'm going to come and make you like me.
Right.
I remember your birthday. I'm going to show up. Yeah. I'm a cool person. I know you might be around all these artists. They all say the same thing, but I'm going to come and like build this relationship. And it was just... That's real. Very funny what I see.
Yeah. See that's a skill and a will that a lot of people don't have because the first time them doors slam, somebody gonna give up.
Yeah, or they get upset, they get mad. That's where beef comes from.
Yeah, entitlement.
They get mad.
Yeah, man. But I think that y'all have done and are doing a great job in terms of continuing on BeatKing's legacy and moving forward. You know, I'm praying to God that y'all can make it so sustainable that his name will be one of the names that get mentioned years and years. The same way we hear about Screw, the same way we hear about Fat Pat and all our greats that we lost.
His favorite is Pimp C.
Yeah, Pimp C.
You can tell.
You know, that make a lot of sense. I can see that. I can see it. It's hard to not be a Pimp C fan anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, just learning what I'm learning about BeatKing, I could totally see.
Yeah.
If they put a multiple choice, who's his favorite artist? I'm gonna go with Pimp, y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that's a beautiful thing, man. So may his legacy continue to get stronger, and you know, may y'all have continued success. I don't want the train to stop rolling. I know you said you might not want to invest that much time and all that, but you know, so you ain't managing him?
Okay. He needs to travel like that, and I don't want to ever feel like I'm holding somebody back from going to that place that they need to go to.
Right. Well, y'all do y'all thing, and blessing to y'all. Anything y'all want to promote in social media, y'all want to.
Follow Club Carzilla. Hold up, that's what he was saying. Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
K.Vocalz, OHKVOCALZ on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, K.Vocalz.
Hold up, bitch.
Vocals with a Z. And continue to follow B King, you know, as if he was still here. Because when you do that as if he's still here, then he is still here. Yeah.
So, is the merch still available?
It is. Okay. It is. And I just got a lot of unreleased like phrases. The person that was printing his shirts for him, he sent me a whole file of all these things. And I'm like, oh, they gonna love it. Oh, they gonna love it. It's so funny.
So how did he do that? Did he just be sitting up in the living room and say, I got an idea for a shirt?
Yeah, so what he was doing, he was keeping them on his notes. So whenever he'd be somewhere, he'd get an idea, and then he would go to his printer every like week or two. But whenever he's about to have shows, and he would get like 3 or 4 of them done. Right. So his printer has all these files, and I'm like, oh.
Wow. He didn't sell the shirts at the shows?
No, because he moved lean, so he would like go to with maybe 3 or 4 people, right? And he wouldn't have like a full shirt team and all that stuff. So real lean.
Gotcha. I got you. Oh yeah, he cleaned up, but he still can.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Y'all get out there, y'all support, and same way how these dirty record labels. When somebody passes away, when a Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston, somebody passes away, they capitalize off of that by the streams and the sales going up, that not going to the family, but they going to that label who they was on. In this particular situation, you have self-owned independent artists. So y'all run those numbers up, run that merch revenue up so that the family can benefit. The people who are directly the vein of Beat King can benefit from that, So that's my little PSA to y'all, man, straight up, man. So we thank y'all for coming on again, and y'all welcome anytime you want to come on. I appreciate you, brother. And it's what it is, man. R.I.P. Much love to Beat King and his family. Continued success, man. It's your big brother K. Reno.
And it's your boy Keith Stowe.
Underground Dialogue Podcast. We out, man.
One more again.
What's up, man? It's your big brother K. Reno, and check this out, man. The Underground Dialogue Podcast is offering advertising opportunities, man. You can promote your business, you can promote your video, your song, whatever it is that you have, man. Reach out to us if you're interested in promoting on the Underground Dialogue Podcast. All you got to do is email us at undergrounddialoguepodcast@gmail.com. Get it. What up, man? It's your big brother K. Reno. I'm proud to announce that I'm a new brand ambassador to this new brand of clothing and shoes called BeatKing's. Y'all make sure that y'all support this. It's already available. Houston-based company, straight out the A's. Look at the quality of the packaging itself. We ain't even got to the shoes yet, man. And this is just one pair of shoes, one design. They got all kinds of dope designs of shoes that you guys can choose from. Go to BeatKing's.biz and find your order, find what you want. Wide selection to choose from, male and female items, and I'm proud to be a part of it, man. Community workers, versatile products, BeatKing's, manufactured in Italy. Look at the quality of this box, man. Y'all don't know what it is, man. Catch y'all later on. Peace.
Level legit clothes, so get used to people asking you, yo, where you get those? Say we wear BeatKing's. We showing up. We wear BeatKing's. Next brand blowing up. We wear BeatKing's.